It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Hey, it's so good that Susan Crabtree is back with us. Real Clear Politics and Beyond, that fantastic podcast she does with Eric Eggers. She has been all over the assassination attempt on President Trump, both of them, and the completely inept Secret Service handling of those days and the investigation, and everything has been a complete mess, and she's got new information for us. Susan Crabtree, welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing great, Greg. Thanks for having me back.
That's great to hear. I am very worried that the Secret Service has not done a damn thing to fix itself because it was so terribly broken, and that's why Butler happened. What's happening?
What's happening is that the agent, inexperienced agent who was charged with developing the security plan and executing it, this is a lesbian Latina who is known for partying, inexperienced, posting social from her work sites on social media, including Mar-a-Lago. Her name is Mio Perez. So she was supposed to be sidelined. Donald Trump wanted nothing to do with her at a Christmas party with the detail after his victory. He said as much. He said, there's a reason why she's not here. I don't want her anywhere near me. She was supposed to be sidelined to desk job in Miami. And lo and behold, she has been suspended again. She was suspended for secretly marrying what many believe to be an illegal immigrant, her girlfriend, who is a foreign national from Brazil.
Holy cow. Wait a second. And she was in charge of Butler security. I know they have all these special agent in charge and special agent assistant in charge and special super duper agent in charge and nobody's really in charge. How do we know that she's in charge or was in charge? Is that correct? Don't they kind of make it a little bit confusing, opaque, if you will?
Yes, they do in all of their lingo, but I have numerous sources to break it down for me, and you can talk to any one of them. I'm sure you have your own sources, Greg, that have been on your show. Her title for that day was site agent. The site agent is in charge of developing the plan and executing it. Now, she has supervisors, of course, because she was only on the job for 2.5 years and had never done a rally of this magnitude outside. They were never at that site at that rally location before, and so this was new to them. But they let this woman, who was not known as the most serious agent in the world, handle that security, and they knew about the Iranian threat. That's one of the things. They knew that there was an acute Iranian threat, and they let this agent, who was, if you talk to anybody who knows her, in fact, after I wrote the story last week, I got a response from people who knew her when she was in the Army. And they said she was an unserious agent in the Army and lazy, and they couldn't believe that the Secret Service hired her.
Wow.
But there's supposed to be layers of supervision involved, and there were. And yet that one agent that I was talking about, she was one of 6 agents that were suspended, but the 2 supervisors who were friends of Sean Curran, the current director, were promoted. They never received any discipline whatsoever. Now, the discipline that everybody received was a slap on the wrist because it was 11 to 42 days without pay. It is a bad mark on their record, of course, but the supervisors who were supposed to provide that extra layer of experience did not also point out that there was nobody on the AGR building. That building was not secured properly, among other problems with the perimeter and everything that we've already discussed with the counter snipers and their team getting there late and not doing the best security with the tree in the way and obscuring their vision. That But this particular agent, Mio Perez, was in charge of everything, and her supervisors were Nick Menster, her direct supervisor. He was given a top spot on the Eric and Laura Trump detail as a promotion. And then this other Nick, the two Nicks, Nick Olszewski, he was given a promotion he was an inspector out of the inspector's division. So he was there as an inspector, a supervisor, and he was given the job of being in charge of that division, the inspection division. And now, just last week, was given another promotion to an assistant director, one of 8 assistant directors in charge of the Office of Professional Responsibility.
Well, this all sounds crazy, and it is. Let me ask you this. The woman who was the site agent, Perez is her name?
Yes.
So she married her illegal alien girlfriend, now spouse, and she's in trouble for that. She's under suspension right now? Correct.
Yep.
Now, okay, so she's going to get fired, right? I mean, she's been a problem. I mean, they're gonna fix that, correct?
No, Greg, as you know, it's really hard to fire an agent. There is this thing called the Merit Systems Protection Board, and it has to go through this. It takes endless amounts of time. But she is in a little bit of jeopardy because she is not a GS-14 or higher. Usually they protect their own. The senior agents get off a little bit more easily. Some of them held in administrative leave in suspension, as long as so they can allowed to be retired. The woman.
I'm going to have to make some phone calls and give this person the heave ho. I am going to this is my, no, I guess I mean, damn, could the president just say you're fired?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you never know. I mean, they have so many ways to undermine him, and it's terrible when you think about it. It really is. So, all right, where does this leave us? It sounds to me, and it looks to me like the agency is still screwed up. I'll tell you what, folks, I saw something in the Melania movie, and Melania is with President Trump, and they're getting the briefing on the inaugural parade, and they're talking about, is it safe to get out in March? And the two agents there, and I think one of them is current, says it is safe to get out in March. Now, it was not safe to get out in March. I don't think they did get out in March.
No, they didn't.
I mean, that's a crazy thing. And I saw it right in front of me. Yes, it's safe to go out in March. So much of this is mindset. So much of this is mentality. So much of this is yes men. I don't know what the hell is going on, but something is rotten in America. We have lost our backbone. There's something crazy. It's in the water. It's the fluoride. I don't know what the hell it is. Let's talk to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Everyone's on pot, but something is totally messed up. And for that to have happened, and for these people to have been promoted or not fired, is crazy, and it's un-American. Susan, seriously, what do you? I feel like we need another round, not only of congressional. You know what they need to have? We need a commission. We need like a Warren Commission style thing. And I know people don't like the Warren Commission, but they were more right than wrong in parts. I think we need something super duper like that. Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. We need more scrutiny. I don't know what Rand Paul is doing. He is spending more time on his own personal grievances in the nomination hearing for Mark Van Mullen than talking about the real problems that are occurring both at all of the agencies under DHS's umbrella, including the Secret Service, which has to do with Trump's life and the continuity of our government and our ability to go to rallies without wondering whether we're going to get shot or not. I personally have an issue with sending my relatives, friends to rallies, to political rallies, after what I know about the Secret Service. I even was hesitant to go to the Charlie Kirk memorial service for the same reasons. I don't think that should be entering our psyche. And the issue is the DEI policies and this culture of corruption layered on top of the DEI from the Biden era that the Secret Service is still experiencing. And what I'm told is Sean Curran hits his retirement mark in August. And he's going to maybe hit that. And this is the thought process within some agents, the rank and file of the Secret Service. He's just waiting to hit that retirement mark. And then he will go off into this, right off into the sunset. There's talk about him getting a book deal, a movie deal. and he is going to get an excellent job because Trump will secure it, most likely. Trump trusts him, but every blue ribbon commission that we've had on the Secret Service in the past 20 years has said, do not hire your personal site agent, your campaign, the one that was closest to you, to be your Secret Service director, because there's all kinds of conflicts of interest. So that's not the main problem, that Trump likes him. That's not the main problem. The main problem is that there was all kinds of shenanigans going on that detail that we know about and were investigated and cleared. But I don't trust the system of whether did they polygraph anybody in those investigations? Did they have look at the phone text from the leadership? There was a formal investigation launched and he was cleared.
Well, I see real problems with that. And President Trump, I love him, and he's amazing in every way. There's one area where he hasn't been, the one area where he's lagging, it's personnel. And sometimes he can be a bit of a softy, and these guys surround him all the time and they have guns, and you got to weirdly kind of like factor that in. You got to factor that in. This security apparatus, if you start, cracking skulls, you're going to be, it's just a very awkward position for him to be in. Well, Susan Crabtree, I'm glad you're on the case. Okay. How's Dan Bongino doing? How's he doing post FBI life?
Well, I think he's doing well for himself. He's back at Fox, as a contributor, and they're relying on him for quite a bit of analysis. But he's got his detractors in the press, so he's having to deal with that, and he and Miranda Devine aren't getting along so well. So I'm a friend of Miranda's, so I don't like to see that happening. But it seems like he's back into his podcast and enjoying himself, and he gets to also get more exposure on Fox, and they're relying on him for his expert opinion now.
Huh. How about that one? It wasn't always so rosy between him and Fox. Well, anyway, I love the guy, and I think that was quite a gutsy move that he pulled going to D.C. Susan Crabtree, we thank you. Real Clear Politics. Where else can we find? Tell us about that podcast.
Yes, I have a podcast with Eric Eggers at the Government Accountability Institute. You can find it on YouTube and Spotify and where you get your podcasts. And you can find my work at Real Clear Politics and sometimes in the California Post as well.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Susan.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. To be continued.